Greetings. Today we're going to actually try to show you how to open a Word document for Microsoft Word, and this will vary depending on what kind of system you're using. So go to Microsoft Office Word and open a new blank document, and let's see what we can do. The first thing we want to do is check to make sure that your margins are correct. In MLA, which is what we use in this class, your margins need to be 1 inch. So find where it says Layout, then find where it says Margins. When you click on that, you have an Office default, and if you look, mine is set to slightly larger than 1 inch, which is what we don't want. So we want to go to Normal, click that, and now everything is set to 1 inch. Go back to the Home, and let's type in the following. So do your first name, last name, Miss Wilson, American Literature, or whatever class you're in for me. And then let's just do today's date in MLA. For MLA, of course, we want it to be in Times New Roman 12-point font. You can do it old school, where you just highlight everything using your mouse, or you can hit Control-C or Command-C for Mac. Now, hit Command-A or Control-A, depending on the system you're using. That highlights everything. Go up here where it says Home. This is defaulted to Cambria. Click the drop down and find Times New Roman. We just want regular. So we're going to click that. Make sure that your font is in 12. Now, of course, if you know MLA, you know that this needs to be double spaced. On mine, this icon right here talks about spacing. On some, such as the Dell software computers and Windows Vista, things like that, there'll be a box here. As you can see, it just looks slightly different, but it still says paragraph. That's the one you want to look for. So click on line spacing. Now you can just do it this way, but if you do it that way, there's no guarantee that the spacing is correct. So go to line spacing options. Make sure that the spacing before and after says 0. Then change line spacing to double, hit OK, and now you're set. The last thing that we want to do is add a page number that flows through from the top. So you're going to look for something that says Insert. On my Mac, I go up here, I click Insert, I go down to Page Numbers, and mine looks slightly different, but the concept is still the same. You want it to be at the top of the page. You want it to be aligned right. You can see here where that goes. Then you hit OK. Now it'll come up like this on your Microsoft. For Dell, it should leave you the option to continue typing here, but in my case, I need to double click it. Come over here, and of course, we want to have your last name and then the page number. This is, as you can see, in Cambria. It always will default back to your original font. So hit that Control-A or Command-A again and change the font to Times New Roman to make sure that it's correct in 12-point font. Then close out. This will run this way, as you can see, to every page. The last thing we want to try to do here is insert a photo. So again, finding your Insert tab. In my case, I have to roll over the top bar and it drops down. Insert, Photo. I'm going to do a picture from File. All that means is that I have the option to pull from the photos on my desktop. So I'm just going to select one. That's a nice picture. Here, it'll give you the option of rotating it, doing filters, cropping the picture, positioning it, etc. The final thing that I want you to do after you have made sure that your document has the correct margins, you've labeled it correctly for MLA, you've added a page number, and you've inserted a photograph. The last thing I want you to do is save it. So again, with the short keys, you can do Command-S or Control-S. When you do that, if you notice, most of the time it'll do a drop down. where you can save it. If not, let me go back. If not, then up here you find File, Save As. Either way will work. I want you to save it as your first initial dot your last name, practice sheet, right here. Make sure that you're saving it to the desktop. On mine it shows me here and down here. You want to make sure that the one you're saving to is highlighted. The format needs to be a docx or a .doc, either one was fine. Then hit save. The last thing that you're going to do is send this to me through your email. It doesn't matter if it's your school email or what, but it has to be an attachment. So now we have our document saved. I'm going to close out of it totally real quick so that I can find it back on the desktop. We're going to open a new window. And just to make this quick, I'm going to send it from my Google. So, because I'm already signed in. So we're going to go to Gmail. Compose. If you notice right here we have attach files. So attach. Make sure desktop is highlighted. Now we're looking for your first initial dot last name, practice sheet. Here we go. Select that. Open. You're going to send it to jennifer.wilson@murray.k12.ga.us. The subject will again be your first name dot last name, practice sheet. Once it's attached, hit send, and your message has been sent. Thank you, and I hope this helps you out today.